Hey guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave. I'm the Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
And I'm Chaplain Chaz Blackburn, and I have the honor of being the president of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And today is going to be a really fun episode. It's always really incredible. You know, we always talk about how volunteers are the heart of the organization.
Lifeblood.
And truly the lifeblood pumping through the heart and the heart pumping the lifeblood through. We would not be here without all of our amazing volunteers. We only have one full-time employee and one very, very part-time backroom supervisor and or stockroom
manager.
Yeah, manager, supervisor. And the rest, though, they're all volunteers. We're all volunteers on the board and working out to sort clothes as well as help bring hope and dignity to those who are coming in and needing help. And so today we always talk about the cliche saying, be the change you want to see in the world. Clothes Closet. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Matt O'Neill. I've been volunteering here for, 6-7 weeks now.
Yeah.
And it's been a really good experience to, really help out the community in a very tangible way. Mm-hmm. And it's been a great experience, and everybody's really nice and really fun. And I encourage anybody else out there that looking for a volunteer organization, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being that volunteer and coming in consistently. And I remember your first day here, you're just like, oh, I'm just here to help, whatever you want. Like, wait, what? And you're just like, yeah, no, whatever. I'm like, great. You're like, I'm going to go grab a broom. I'm like, awesome. So the kind of volunteer that's just willing to get things done that needs to get done to help those in need. And that's great. Thank you so much for being there and being here. So we're going to start. Our event segment is 2 events this week. One event is our clothing giveaway. So if you know anyone that needs clothes, we're going to be doing a bigger clothing giveaway day. And that's going to be at Sparks Christian Fellowship, who's our partner. They support us financially. They do so much for us here, and they're a great partner. So they wanted to do a big clothing giveaway day with us, and of course we're going to say yes, because that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a little bit more chaotic, I'd say, than our normal days here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. But this kind of helps us get through some of the backstock stuff, and we're blasting this out to the schools. We're going to make an event, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to be on June 7th from 10 to 2 at SEF. So, definitely, if you know people in need, blast it out and share the flyer. The flyer's out there, and you'll find it on our page. But definitely, let's get that out there.
Well, it's a great problem to have because there's so many donations. So thank you. Please keep donating your clothes. One thing I always like to share, because I was surprised back on Earth Day, so many people that stopped at our booth were shocked that we don't resell the clothes. We never sell our clothes that you donate. And I think that's something really special and very unique to this area. We gave away almost $1.2 million of clothing last year, kept that out of the landfills. We have our partnership with the Big Brothers, Big Sisters, right, Dave?
Yep.
I always say Boys and Girls Club, so I got it right.
That's all right. Nico was helping me table, and she said Big Brother, or Boys and Girls Club. And I'm like, it's actually Big Brother, Big Sister.
But Big Brothers and Big Sisters, if there's holes or tears, or they're not quite the quality to be able to give to the people we serve, then we're able to donate it to them, and they use it for fabric and sell it to organizations that will do that and recycle it so it doesn't end up in the landfills. But we gave away $1.2 million at thrift store costs for free. That's how we calculate it, though. That's a lot of clothes.
Yep.
And that's because of you guys donating and being faithful. But we have so many now that we are pushing out to our micro closets and then have some excess. So we want to be able to give that away. So please attend that.
Yeah. And, this is really about creating a lower barrier. I wouldn't say this is super common, but there are people that feel embarrassed that they have to go to Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
Sure.
And we try our best here when the store's open to provide that hope and dignity and to show people we care. But it might be embarrassing. And so somewhere like a church, somewhere that a lower income family that may attend that church just needs a little extra support. I mean, we have 3 or 4 Title I schools in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
So just to be able to support those families in a safe place that they're more familiar with is a great thing to do. We've done the big clothing giveaways with SCF in the past, early Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, and then we used to go to schools and set up tables in partnership with the schools and do big clothing giveaways like that as well. So we would take the clothes to the people.
I love that. Well, that matches our micro closet project expansion vision and who we are. Part of our pillar is to meet people where they're at, like you always say, Dave. And I think it'd be cool to kind of break down, because a lot of people who listen in, we're talking about other resources, but today we're talking about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And so for those who aren't familiar and haven't done the tour or don't utilize us and aren't our clients using our services, why don't you go ahead and just share with them, when you come into Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet and you're utilizing our services, what does that process look like? What are they allowed to be able to pick out? And I think that would be good to educate them on that.
Sure. Why don't I ask Matt that question, since he is the volunteer guest?
This is the graduation from probationary period.
I keep forgetting to make him a name tag, and he lets me know every week, and then I don't do it because we have the podcast.
He did that to me for quite a while as well. So don't feel bad.
It's not a requirement. It just makes me feel like I've graduated from the outer echelon of volunteer into the inner circle of volunteer we don't have to watch constantly. So it's
Love
like,
it.
he's got a name tag. He knows mostly
what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Knows who to ask, at least. That's number one.
Makes me feel so bad. I'm sorry, Matt.
No.
But Matt, you've been here long enough. You know how the process works. How does it work for our clients?
Yeah, so, a client comes in, they have to present some form of ID. It really doesn't matter what it is. We just need something with your name on it, ideally a picture, but, we're not that picky. It's mostly for record keeping. Mm-hmm. And then once you're in our system, we have these handy dandy cards that tell you what you can get.
Handy dandy cards, like handy dandy notebook.
They are. That tell you all the stuff that you can get, and our clients go around and they pick out what they need, and then we check them out and give them any sort of toiletries or whatever they need to keep them on their way, right? Because a lot of these people they're coming from the street, they're having a hard time, and so it's nice to be able to make their time a little bit better, in a small way, because sometimes all you need is just some gloves or some underwear or even a toothbrush that can make all the difference in someone's life that's going through something like that.
You're absolutely right.
So pretty much, guys, for the SCF drive, we're going to be there's going to be no limits. Essentially, you're going to come, whatever's there, you can kind of take. Am I right, Dave?
More or less. I mean,
a few boxes.
If I see if someone's coming in and they're like, all right, I brought my truck full, I'll be like, I'm not okay with that. But there'll be some limits within reason. But not wardrobe limits like we have here. And the reason that we have that is because we want everybody to be able to have access to the list of items. And some people would come grab 5 or 6 jackets, and that wouldn't leave a jacket for some of the other individuals. So it is really important. You can come once every 30 days. That's pretty unique for this area. And I just love that we're able to provide the experience. Like you said, it can be embarrassing, and we have the motto hope and dignity. It's a dignified shopping experience. It's like a boutique out there, and you have someone helping you pick things out if you want, or ringing you out for free, of course, but being able to go and pick that shirt that you like. It's like Grant Denton said, it's that ownership, it's that dignity like we talk about, and people are more likely to hold on to those clothes and use them because they got to pick them out. Absolutely. And Matt, you did a great job. See, maybe because you're on the show and you explained how it all works, maybe I'll get your name tag.
But I only get one letter each time I come back. Like, it's
only
blank today.
It's M. Hey, what's up, M?
So we're gonna do. Let's get the fireworks for
There
Wooly.
we
Gets
go.
his name tag. Yeah.
But you do make an excellent point about the niceness of the store and the dignity and stigma. I mean, there's people who come in here that think it's just a normal store, and are kind of surprised that it's an outreach program. And I think that helps somebody that's trying to get part of their life back to kind of feel more like a sense of this is a normal thing. This is where I'm experiencing normal interactions with people that are
Right.
here to help, and they're just here to get me on my way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And a lot of times it can be someone who's displaced, like you said, but also we help seniors who can't afford between prescriptions and food for that month. We help families at back to school time. We have 400 families lined up for our back to school event. You know, it is everybody who just needs that extra assistance. So it is it's important, and we do a great job. Our teams do a great job. I'm really proud of all the people that are here, are super dedicated and want to be here because of their hearts.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're not only just here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. This is the hub for sure, but with our microcloset expansion project, we're at Eddie House, we're at Circle of Life Guest House, we're at Bristol Cone Family Resource Center, and now we're in Carson City
And CARES Campus.
and CARES Campus. So
and
it's like
Downtown Reno partnership soon.
so when you donate here, it distributes throughout the city to people in need. So thank you for donating. This is mostly donors and those that want to donate clothing or financially that watch this show. So thank you guys for being a part of this journey with us. Episode, I don't know what episode this would be because it's end of May.
In the 90s or
Yeah,
90,
it's 90
90 or
something.
91.
89.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so this is up there, and thank you guys for watching this. Thank you guys for being a part of this. And man, this has been quite the journey, Chaz.
It has.
We've sat with a lot of people talking,
Yeah.
talking in the studio.
And we're sad to say it's our last episode.
Oh,
just
whatever.
kidding. No, but we do have another event before we go on to what's next. Oh,
I'm technically gone right now, so if you change up everything while I'm in Disneyland, I will cry.
oh,
I'm on Pirates of the Caribbean with my little baby.
you're going to be at Disneyland enjoying your time with your family. Well, you do work so hard, and I thank you for your dedication, Dave. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that people don't see. Things with the board, things in the store. You know, sometimes the people that come in here, individuals, are going through a tough time, so sometimes they're not the nicest. But you know what? It's an amazing ministry of presence and loving people and providing and meeting a need. And I'm super honored that you're leading this organization. So thank you for all that you do.
Well, ditto, brother. We have a lot of fun, and we try to help a lot of people. So.
Yeah, I remember when we always talk about this, but when we first started, you're like, Chaz, we should do a podcast. I'm like, okay, cool. Once a month? You're like, every week, every Monday. I'm like, what? That's some serious commitment, brother. But we always have a great time.
Well, we have a great time, and it worked.
It did. It did.
Like people talk about the show now,
Yeah.
which was the idea. Oversaturation. Try to get as many guests as possible to just kind of get that word out, what we're doing and why we're doing it.
And what came from it was collaboration and people working together, new partnerships, and learning about resources and getting the word out, that awareness piece for other resources too.
So important.
And I loved what Trevor was saying, because it's how we feel. You know, we shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel and do what someone else is doing. We should work together and just, that betters for those that we serve, and we're able to do more together.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll get on to the next event, sir.
All right. You ready for me to sing?
Oh, no. Please don't. Let me get that volume.
Senior Idol.
Oh.
So the grand finale of our yearly annual Senior Idol. So if you don't know what that is, it's like American Idol.
Oh.
We do a Senior Idol by Circle of Life Hospice, and we do it for 3 Tuesdays in a row. So on June 3rd will be the finale at noon at the 9th Street Senior Center. Anybody's welcome, whether you're a senior or not. Bring your friends, your mom.
I can't sing, though? You have to be a senior to sing?
You have to be a singer to sing and be in
dang
there.
it.
And by this time, we'll have all of our finalists. But there's some great prizes. Like last year, I want to say like the top prize is $500 Visa gift card.
Okay,
$250,
now I need to enter.
$150, something like that. Maybe that's too high, but it was there.
Come on,
It's
Matt,
a good
can we
amount.
Do my makeup? Do my makeup look like a senior? No, it won't work. Okay.
Too young.
Too young.
I do have an
Too good
AARP
looking.
card thanks to Donald Abbott. I mean, that guy, I had no idea you didn't have to be 55 or older. Anybody can have an AARP card.
I got my first one when I was 30, and they sent it to
See?
me, and I was like,
Thank
I'm
you.
only 30.
That's not allowed.
Some good little benefits.
I was
on
already
there.
having a crisis. No, I'm definitely having a crisis.
Uh-oh.
You think that bad? I've had 2 hospice patients say to me, they thought when I was with my dad, who's also a hospice chaplain, they thought I was the older brother. And they thought, I thought you were the older brother. I didn't realize you were his son.
Your dad?
And I'm like, My dad's 60 years old, you guys. I guess hospice is like aging on me.
Oh, that hurts.
But
You're like, I'm just going to go out and cry.
pretty sure I did, but it's
I
okay.
thought you were his older
It
brother.
was healing. It's okay to cry.
It's okay. I'm sure it made your dad's day.
Oh, he never stops talking about it.
He's like, "What's up,
What's up,
big
old
bro?"
man?
Yeah.
How's the AARP card treating you?
That was good.
But it's going to be a fun time. So come on
Yeah.
down, root the seniors on. We have a panel of judges, and we usually have 80 to 150 people there, depending on the year.
What a cool thing.
And have you been?
No, I haven't been yet.
Okay, you came to the sock hop though, dressed as Fonzie with the leather jacket.
I
one
did.
year. That was
Yep.
cool. I came across those pictures the other day.
That
I'll
was
have to send
fun.
it to you. It was good.
That was fun.
It was fun. You look so young then too. That was a few years ago. I was
Now
like,
I've aged.
I didn't even recognize you almost.
I know. Well, I gained a little weight after having the baby. I gained a little weight, but I have lost a little weight since then.
That's
So
awesome.
Nika and I we're trying to diet. We're trying to do the right things, and
Wow.
and she always looks good. That's what sucks. So I really got to be double, focused.
Well, here's the good news. You have a living kettlebell that's only going to get heavier.
Oh, I know. I'm like, let's strap that baby on me and let's go for a walk.
Yep.
You also have the cool mustache.
Not right now.
Yeah, you got a mustache right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not handlebars.
Yeah, I don't do my hair. I don't do it all the time.
Did
I
she
was
see
sick
that
over the
episode?
weekend.
Did she watch that?
What?
Earth Day episode about the mustache? Nika, your
No,
wife?
she didn't.
Oh.
She won't watch it. She'll watch our show most of the time.
That was funny.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Anyways, that was a fun episode. We should do more like that.
I
So,
really like being out and about, just
Yeah,
at
yeah.
events, and it is fun to switch it up like that.
yeah, no, that was fun, and we really appreciate Brighton, Great American Craft Fair, and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, and they should have a roller rink down at the Believe sign right now, or in the next month coming. I just saw an article on Facebook, and down in Reno, there should be where the Believe sign is. They're going to have a roller rink and all
By
sorts
Great
of stuff.
American Craft Fair. There you go.
And that's going to be 4 or 5 days a week, I guess, for 2 months.
Wow.
And so that's awesome. That'll be a lot of fun. I'll probably take Lily down and go do that.
Revitalize the city a little bit.
Might have to put a little bit of like helmet and elbow pads on because I'm not so coordinated anymore. Did you ever go to the roller rink when you were a kid?
Yeah.
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 It'd be all cool. People would skate backwards and slow dance, with the...
I only did it. I didn't do it very often. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I wasn't a very good skater. Now, my dad, who's way older than me, by the way, he is an incredible skater. He goes so fast backwards. It's unbelievable. All these tricks and stuff. I'm just like, I gave up after that.
Skateboard was always my thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
You
I always liked skating.
Any tricks?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Tony Hawk Jr.
Not Tony Hawk. Nope. Nope. All right. So let's get into our section where we talk about the nonprofit. Hey, it's Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. Have you heard of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, Chaz?
Tell me about it.
We're a nonprofit that gives away clothes free to those in need, and we have a volunteer that decided to join us. He forced his way in, and I was like, hey, stay out. We're trying to do a podcast here. And he forced his way into the studio.
I always love to meet the person behind the resource, and today it's our amazing volunteer.
Yeah.
And I want to know, what brought you into Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet? Why did you want to volunteer? And tell us about you. What's your background? Where are you from? What do you do?
Sure. I guess question number one, righteous anger brought me into Good Shepherd.
Okay.
It just the sign I think up here really says what you need, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
And you see just so many people just screaming at each other online or whatever. And you always see, and pick a comment section, go down, you're always going to see someone says, why isn't anybody doing about this? And I definitely was one of those people, keyboard warrior, why isn't anybody doing about this?
And I'm looking at your hand. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you have a tattoo that says,
Be nice.
be nice.
Because, yeah.
Oh, there's a story behind that.
No, I definitely, could be a bit of a hothead. And so it was one of those things I've worked on over the years.
So get him a name tag.
But the be nice is always a reminder. But it is true, though, that the anger of someone should do something, including my own self, someone should do something, and kind of looking around the adults for the room and realize you're that adult.
Who's the someone? Absolutely.
And I'm like, I'm the adult. Oh, no. And so that was the catalyst, but the seed was planted a few years ago when I was at the gym and I saw a PBS Reno story, I believe on Good Shepherd or an organization very similar.
Awesome.
And I remember thinking to myself, if I ever have time away from my insane small child, that would be something good to do, because it went into the organization, the nonprofit, the goal, all the stuff about, dignity and things like that. And so when my anger boiled over, that was one of those things I remembered. And it was like either, I don't remember, it was either a Friday or a Monday. I did this quick so I couldn't cool off and take it back. Like I Googled it, found organization, like fill out this form if you want to volunteer. I was like, yeah,
Done.
And then an hour later, I'm like, oh boy, well, I did it, and I'm not going back on my word.
I love it.
So that was kind of like the short story of it. But, the longer thing is, poverty, if you're looking for something that I think that has a lot of negative connotations to it, and I think a lot of people have never really been around hardcore poverty before. And if you ever have experienced like hardcore poverty yourself or know people, you'll know about like how hard it is, and also how easy you can end up in that situation. I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like, there's that stat that 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That it means that 70% of everybody you see is one calamity away from the street.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
And even that, there's, the wrong friends, the wrong girl, the wrong time, you're on the street, right?
And once you're in that hole, it is so difficult to get out.
And that's like the thing, right? Is, once you've collapsed to that level, there's very little social safety net. There's stigma associated to it. And, just from one human to another, I think we all can understand that on some level that would be horrible to be in. And I don't want that to ever happen to me. But if it did, it would be really nice if there was some people there that were trying to help out. And, it's a cycle, right? It can take years to get off the streets. Sometimes people never do. But, that's like one of those ways where I found that it made a lot of sense to me to be able to help out in this organization that lines up to my own personal moral code. And so it kind of worked out, especially because the only time I had to volunteer was Monday afternoons, kind of late afternoons. And you're like, that is where we need the people the most. And so,
that is what I said. We need the people.
Fate, whatever you want to call it, has brought us together. And I think it's been real fun. And so, it's a different perspective.
That's awesome. And I love that mindset of you were frustrated about poverty. You were frustrated about the injustice in the world and people that are suffering. You're upset for them. Like, why do they have to go through those situations, right? And then you actively did something, right? Everyone can't say it, because the easy thing to do is say, oh, someone will do it.
It's the government's fault, or it's the parents' fault, or it's instead of saying,
someone's fault,
what can I do to help? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's that idea that you actually took that step rather than just, oh, someone's going to do it. Someone's going to take care of people. Other people should do it. I don't need to do anything. But you actively took the step. I mean, and that's how we survive. I mean, you see the volunteers here. We're run by volunteers. We really are.
And that's where I kind of, had my little aha moment about, because I have a little kid, and besides just my own moral compass wanting to do the right thing, I also want to be a good example to him.
Yes.
And
they're watching.
They are watching.
How old's your kid?
He's 5.5. His name's Max.
Awesome.
We call him Turbo Mode because it is a warning. It is not a term of endearment.
He's a hyper dude, huh?
He is. Turbo Mode. He keeps me on my toes. But yeah, it's just wanting to do something where, donating money is one thing, right? Like, I'm a big fan of the ACLU. They'll send you a cool card. You can say I'm a card-carrying member of the ACLU. But, at the end of the day, money can only go so far. You need
Absolutely.
kind of just someone to sweep the floor, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, to put stuff on the rack, just to talk to people. And I think that human engine of doing good is something that I think is really missing, right?
Right.
You can get millions of people to go sign whatever petition you want, but you'll get dozens of people maybe to participate in a food drive. So I think, you know, trying to get my hands on it was something really important to me.
That's awesome. And, you know, that's how we exist, is volunteer support, financial support from people just like you, the listener, and you watching this, and then clothing donations. Those are the three avenues how we operate. This crazy thought, clothing donated by the community, and we give it back out to the community.
There's something to be said, too, about when you're helping somebody and they know you're a volunteer and they know that you're not getting paid for it. Sorry, Dave. No, but really.
Oh, no,
just,
no.
like, seriously.
You don't have to say sorry,
I'm
Dave.
just teasing you. No, but seriously, when you see it's somebody who's donating their time, that is so meaningful.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're not there to fix it all. We can't fix it all. However, like you said, that moment or that nice gesture of and providing them with clothes, that might be the encouragement that keeps them going to better their life in different steps.
Yeah. And, you know, David said, he's like, do you have any stories about someone that you really helped? I was like, I got a good one, actually.
Give me a story.
You know, because people that come in to the store, you know, a lot of them, you know, just don't talk to a lot of people. And, you know, it's really great to make just like some sort of connection. And you're always kind of curious about what road brought you in here.
Yeah.
And this lady came in, and she was from Afghanistan.
Wow.
And she had 7 kids.
Wow.
And it was just her and 7 kids. And so I don't know if you pay attention to geopolitics, but if you started in Afghanistan and ended up in Reno with 7 kids, life has not been that
Easy.
kind to you.
Yeah.
And so the first thing, because her son was interpreting, she didn't speak any English. First thing I was asked the son, I was like, how do I say hello? And it's salam. And as soon as I said hello, salam, and like, you know, just try to communicate to her son, it's like, we're here to help you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good day today. And, you know, and she brightened up,
That's
you know,
amazing.
and by the time she left, like, she was all smiles, and, you know, I just kept thinking, I was like, 7 kids. Jesus. I have
7 turbos.
I have 1 kid, and I live close to the railroad tracks, and from 3 to 4.5 every day, I was like, I could just go down there and just lay down and get sleep that I haven't had in years.
Boy.
You know,
We
I
have
can
help
really,
for you. We're here for you, brother. You're not alone. The
Hey.
dad club now. Hey, this is the dad club. You got any dad jokes?
no, you know, they're just more
It's not
dad.
appropriate. That's what it is.
No, I feel like the dad stories are more fun, and you'll get them. You know, I still haven't gotten the big stories yet.
Oh.
You know, I have all sorts of stories about kids in dumps and airports. You know, what do you want to do?
So what do you do professionally?
So I'm a video game developer. I do visual effects. I've been doing that for film, broadcast, and games for 23 years
Wow,
now.
that's very unique and awesome.
So yeah, it's an interesting job for sure.
I'll hit you up then. We'll do new animations and stuff. No, I think that's interesting, and the reason I ask that, I know you don't want to dive in too much because of stuff, and that's totally fine.
Non-disclosure agreements.
Yep.
I don't want to get in trouble.
110%, absolutely. But I wanted to ask that because, hey, someone else that may have a similar job to you, or someone else that just has a few hours they want to donate somewhere, or someone else that could be a doctor, could be a nurse, could be anyone.
All backgrounds, right?
All backgrounds.
That's what's so cool. It takes the village.
Like, you have a job, but you're taking time out of your week to donate your time, right? And your time is valuable. You have a son,
Yeah.
you have family, and so that's so powerful that you're here and you're here to make a difference.
I mean, to anybody out there that has a job and is kind of humming about this stuff, you know, I would say just sign up before you give yourself a chance to talk yourself out of it. But the other, I mean, just be honest with yourself. I mean, I volunteer 3.5 hours out of my day. And if I look at some of my own hours I put into like a video game that is not making the world better, some of the hours I've put in that is upsetting. You know, some of the games I've been just playing the crap out of recently, I'm like, I could have learned Spanish by now. And so when it came down to if I was just being honest with myself about my time, I'm like, do I really need that 3.5 hours on a Monday to maybe get my character to 140? Because number need to go up, right?
I get it.
The answer is no. And so, you know, between that, you'll feel better about yourself when you're actually playing with it. And, you know,
Social interaction.
you know, and everybody's nice. But, you know, I think that when you realize that you replace, like, you know, a very vapid pursuit, one that you don't have to give up, just, you know, chill for a few hours, and then just once a week make like a real connection and know that, you know, unlike, you know, maybe yourself before or some people you don't like, you're like, at least I showed up and did my best to push the ball forward, even if the ball rolled back 10 feet.
Right.
I did my part and pushed, and you know, it helps you sleep at night. You know, it really does, right? Because you know, I know that you both are Christian fellows. There's like Bible quotes about, you know, the righteous like sleep well, something like that. I'm massively butchering it, but there's a lot of truth to that, right? Where, you know, if you've ever doom scrolled and fallen asleep with anxiety,
isn't that the
right?
worst?
And how many of those doom scrolling hours do you think you could have done something a little bit more productive? And so with an organization like this, you can really see the productivity is in real time.
Yeah.
And, you know, in a digital age, that sort of old school analog goodness feedback is addicting.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're definitely making a difference. Every one of the volunteers is making a big difference. So thank you for being on the show today. And I was laughing. You had no dad jokes. It's so disappointing. But hopefully you'll have some in the future.
Hey.
And what?
No. Go ahead.
No, I did want to say I really love your story about the woman from Afghanistan because, again, you know, all people deserve to be clothed in hope and dignity. You know, no one deserves to have holes in their clothes or to not be clothed, especially in America. Anywhere in the world, but we especially have the resources when they're sitting in closets and we have more than one outfit.
And so much gets thrown away.
I know,
too.
and so much gets thrown away. So, you know, there's no excuse for that. And that's what I love about this organization. We have immigrants that come in here who just show a passport. You know, we've had people from the streets or displaced have clarity cards.
Veterans.
And we've had a few people, veterans, who've come in and maybe they didn't have an ID. And we do like to have the ID to keep record, but we're never going to turn somebody away. This is for everybody, no matter your spirituality, walk of life, background, no matter what you've been through or done. We're going to treat you with respect and dignity when you walk through the door and have that interaction and express love. I think we can all agree that our fellow humans deserve that.
Yeah, and definitely don't use the ID thing as a deterrent because some people definitely get nervous when you're asking for ID and it's really whatever you got. I remember someone brought in a photocopied library card and I was like, that's all you need. We're here to help. It's for our records more than anything. We're not trying to track anybody or anything weird.
Nope. Yeah, we're not even, that computer is not even connected to the internet. So
I can testify that the software is not capable of tracking.
It's
as a certified
software,
professional, it is not doing.
Hey, you're hurting me, man.
No, it's great. It's great for what it does, but there is nothing in there.
I know. We got like real programmers that look at this.
Yeah.
We have 2 that volunteer on Mondays now, and both of them are like, Dave. I'm like, oh, man.
No, I didn't think that. I was like, look at this. This is great. This works awesome.
Nostalgic. It's vintage.
Yeah, our new volunteer, Susan, she's volunteering right now, and she's like, Dave, you know what I do, right? I build much more complex things than this.
Really? So she might be able to help you. I'm on the art side. I can make it look very pretty. You want some sparkles coming off that?
You never know.
I love it.
Well, if you guys want to, is there anything you wanted to add before we close up?
No, just thanks for having me on the show. It is definitely a privilege, and I appreciate you know, like the hard work that you all do. That where the administration makes it easy for us volunteers to show up, smile, do a few things, and leave like heroes. But there's a whole lot going on behind the scenes that, you know, I don't think other people see. But I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you do.
I think you've earned at least the M on your name badge. We'll get it. We'll get it.
It's not going to say Good Shepherd. It's going to be blank.
Make sure it's colored. So when I first got here, he wanted to save on ink, and so he would print it in black and white. I'm like,
I'm a thrifty guy.
Print it on color.
I'm a
for me."
thrifty guy.
See, I want to see real thrifty. I want to see it just printed in blue. It's like, nice. Not getting that black ink yet.
Nope.
They all got to be bottom.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Why it's important to be a volunteer here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. We really do exist because of people just like you. Please visit getclothes.org to find out more. And we really do exist because of you guys. Whenever you give financially, those that are still a part of the 600 to 20 campaign that we've been doing, that give $20 a month, thank you. And then we exist because you want to volunteer. A lot of jobs actually give volunteer hours at their jobs, and we have some people that come and utilize those volunteer hours. I mean, there's all sorts of different ways you can support us that are lower barrier than you probably think. So definitely look it up on getclothes.org. We try to make that form to sign up for volunteering pretty simple, so it's not too complicated.
That way you can't change your mind halfway through.
But it's pretty basic intentionally, and we do a volunteer interview normally, just a quick chat like, hey, why do you want to volunteer here kind of thing. Normally meet with me or Robin, and then we really do just exist because you guys believe in us, and you donate clothing, you donate time, you donate financially. So thank you so much.
Well, we're stronger united, as we always say, better together, and it takes a village. So come join our family if you're interested, even if it's only for 1 hour a month. We welcome you and would love to have you be a part of the team.
But honestly, Matt being here 3.5 hours does help.
It does, yes.
Come say hi. I'm here every Monday.
Hey, thank you guys so much. We help over 800 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.